So I have an assistant who's really tiny. She cuts hers in half like this, and then she can manage it. Because if you squeeze each one, I never start with the whole lump. I just do it because in 2 seconds you're ready to go. Whereas you're struggling with the large piece.
Sure.
It actually saves me some time. As soon as it's malleable, I go.
Nice.
So tell me again, how many ounces is that?
So this is 24 ounces
Okay.
for an 8-inch cake. It's
Beautiful.
a standard 4-inch high cake, so for a wedding cake.
And how thin will you roll this out?
So I will roll this out to 3 millimeters. That's the perfect thickness to cover a cake in. The end user, the customer who's eating the cake, isn't going to be feeling like they're chewing through the icing.
Right.
One of the reasons why so many people say I don't like fondant is because they've been served an inferior product in a very, very thick fashion. So the deck is stacked against them. They have really poor mouthfeel from the thickness, and then they have a strange aftertaste from the additional chemicals. So you can see how nice and white this is.
Very nice.
No titanium dioxide. So it's just naturally white. Is there a break in there?
No,
No break?
there's not.
Okay.
I was
Right.
lamenting that the other day.
I'll just pretend we're on a cruise ship. And you can use a mat. Some people use the mats to roll over. I only do that if it's like a 16-inch cake or larger, because I don't like the back side of the fondant showing the top, because it has a different look to me.
Yeah.
So I basically roll it, move it around like it's pie dough so it doesn't get stuck to the bench. And I don't add additional sugar. I see a lot of people sprinkle the surface.
Yeah.
I just brush my hands off.
Why
Smooth
do
over the top.
people sometimes sprinkle more sugar on that?
Out of habit, they think it needs it, but it doesn't need it unless it's sticking to the pin as you're rolling.
Okay.
And they're actually creating a drier product for themselves, so it eats into their working time.
Yeah, and it affects the texture of the fondant.
Completely. And then a lot of times people stop here and you can tell this is thicker than this because this is a whiter color. Then here, this is too thick. So then I concentrate rolling there.
Nice.
So my rolling surface is stone, so I can see a pattern. So my rule of thumb is I roll until I can see that stone regardless of the dimension.
Wow.
So I know that I want a 16-inch diameter circle here for the 8-inch cake. So I'm probably already at 16 inches. Can we just stick those somewhere?
Oh, right there.
Where I have space to roll. That's great, thank you. When you can start to see through it to the powdered sugar, then you know you're getting close. So I move it. You don't have to treat it with kid gloves. It's fine, it's happy.
No cracks.
So the first fondant I ever used was that French, no, I can't remember the name of it. I think it started with an M. That French brand. But what a difference. I mean, yeah, the better the fondant, the better your
So like Satin Ice could never do this.
No,
Satin Ice I could not get thinner than 7 millimeters without it tearing.
Yeah.
7.
7.
Holy
that's
cow, that's huge.
Yeah.
So you're using more than double the amount.
I still have the bucket from that French fondant. I wish I could remember the name. That stuff was awesome.
So they can say, oh yes, this is less expensive. Well, it's a bunch of chemicals that really don't work. It tears easily.
And the yield is going to be horrible.
And the yield is not good.
Oh, I think this is one of my owners. Yeah.
And then picking it up, it's not fragile. It's happy to be manhandled. It stretches well.
Yeah.
It doesn't tear.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
So your decorator's like trying to find where's the good spot. So it's still happy.
Nice.
Then I just lay down, brush off my hands, move over the top. I attach like the top half inch or inch. That alleviates all the stress from gravity pulling down on that top edge so it doesn't tear. and then I start removing the pleats and just separate and press up against the wall of the cake. I never pull straight down. Pulling straight down is what promotes tearing. And so what I do when I'm planning my day, so say Friday is the day that all the wedding cakes are going to get covered in fondant. I know I have, let's say I have 40 tiers of cake to cover. So I know that's 400 minutes because I allow 10 minutes per tier.
Nice.
So 400 minutes, however many hours that is. So I would stand there. I did not have a sheeter. I was the sheeter.
Yeah. Wow.
Actually, if this had a break on it, it'd be the best thing for cakes because you can roll it around.
Yeah.
Because what I don't like to see is people turning the cake at this stage because this is stuck and it rips up the side of your cake.
Right.
And then that's an issue because now you have to fix it, and if you can't fix it, you have to start over.
Right. Well, I actually have to end up trimming some of that extra
And
off
patching.
in order to proceed. Yeah.
And sometimes you can't get your patch to be smooth.
And can you continue to use that after you've cut that off?
Absolutely. That's going to be the decorations.
Oh, I see.
It's going to be, I cover all my drums with fondant. It's going to cover the drum. It's going to go into a batch to make color from for decorations. It does not go away.
Gotcha. Wow, that is awesome.
Use 100%
So beautiful.
of the
Look at
product.
that.
And we're not rushing. We're
Right.
taking our time. Then when you get back to where you started, you get rid of your last pleat.
Holy cow, that is gorgeous.
Perfect. Nice.
Then I go over the top edge with the inside of my knuckles. What this does is it gets rid of those little teeny tiny capillary looking things. It looks like cake crow's feet.
Yeah.
He said it looks super clean.
Thank you. So you use the inside of your knuckles and you just go over that, and so now that top is good. Then I remove the excess in 2 separate passes. The first one leaves about an inch or so of fondant still attached to the cake.
Right.
And I do that so that when I cut off the remainder, I'm not pulling away from the base of the cake and exposing the cake. Because all of that prevents us from keeping the cake or the fondant against the cake. So I give it a karate chop.
Yeah.
So anywhere that it's pulling out, you can see here, it's pulling out. If I were to have just cut that, I'd see cake and buttercream.
Right.
So I chop it so it's now on the cake. Plus now all aggressions are out.
So on a regular edible cake,
Yeah.
how much buttercream did you put underneath that?
I buttercream almost to the point where I would buttercream a real cake.
Okay.
And one reason is that sometimes a person, not the caterer, will take their fondant off.
Yeah.
I still want them to enjoy a fully iced
Good
piece
point.
of cake.
Good point.
You know, so that, and most people will not complain about too much icing.
Yeah.
And if this is rolled thinly enough,
Yeah.
you're not really adding that much. You're
Yeah.
just adding texture and sweetness.
Right.
And do you freeze the cake after you buttercream it?
I do
Before
not.
you put this on? No.
I do not. I just refrigerate it. So in my shop, we always built the cakes on Thursday. They were in the refrigerator overnight, so when they had fondant to go on, they were firm.
Right. Nice.
So if you did freeze it and put it on, how would this product react?
It would be fine.
Okay.
It would just make it firmer.
Okay.
Would the cold make it firm up that much faster?
It would, but it would not. I don't think it would really reduce your working time.
Wow,
And
that is
then,
fantastic.
Since you can see through it while you're rolling it, you really do need to have a little bit of frosting that's going to cover
Cover the whole cake.
any parts of the cake that might
Yes, it can't be like naked cake. And what I do with chocolate, because I still want, sometimes you need white fondant on a chocolate cake. So I do my base coat in my chocolate icing, refrigerate it, and then I do a skim coat of white.
Oh, okay.
And that way when you're seeing through, you're not seeing brown, which looks gray.
Right.
There's my little bag
This
checks.
is great. I love this.
Wow.
My fondant's produced. I'm moving in, I'm just putting stuff everywhere.
That's okay.
Okay, so then I just smooth over the top.
Nice.
And then this will get rid of imperfections. So
I'm still watching.
So here it's like, I don't know what, something stuck in there, but it's gone.
Very cool.
It's so elastic.
Uh-huh.
is very happy to cooperate and get smoothed out. After I go around the entire thing, I touch up the top because I may have put a paddle print over it on the smoother.
And you know, so I've been with Bittersweet a little over a year and a half, and we looked for a supplier that could help us specifically with baking stuff. And